Greetings, everyone. This is Hip Rock here, and I'm back with another video for you guys. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing another rant. I haven't done one of these in a while, but I thought let me do something different. It might be a bit long, but bear with me. I have to get some things off my chest. I'll try to be as quick as possible. I will be reading my notes. I have a lot to say. I will be reading my notes, so don't mind me if I seem a bit distracted or if my thoughts are all over the place. I'm going to try and keep this as brief as possible. So let's begin. Okay? So, oh yeah. I hope you guys like my t-shirt, man. Hold on. Well, let me get close. Shouts to all my Canadians out there. Let's go. So, I just want to give my viewers something to think about, you know. Let me start by saying that I listen to whole discographies. And by discographies, I mean whole album catalogs. Okay? Of music. Before deciding whether or not I like an artist or band. Okay? Or not. Or not liking it. Most people I know listen to one song. Maybe there's one song they like. You know, let's say Seal, for example. Everyone knows Kiss from a Rose, whatever it's called. Everyone knows the famous song. It was in the Batman soundtrack back in the day, way back in the 90s. Everyone knows that song. And they'll be like, oh, I'm a fan of Seal, but they only know one song by Seal. That doesn't make any sense. Or, oh, he's great, but it's one song. I'm not taking anything away from him. He probably is great, but you know, people shouldn't hype someone up based off of one song. It doesn't make any sense. Some people, it's one album. One album, they hear one album and they go nuts. You know? Yeah, which creates hype that isn't real or worth checking out, in my opinion. You know? So yeah, let me get into why I got into music, okay? I'm ranting. That's just something to think about. Hype. So if you listen to music, please stop hyping people up. Make sure you listen to their entire catalog when you can. I'm not forcing you to do everything at once, but take your time. I listened to Ringo Starr's whole solo catalog, which is a lot. And I know people think Ringo isn't a good Beatle. I like Ringo, okay? I like him. I listened to his whole catalog before deciding, okay, do I like him or not, you know? So let's continue. All right. Why did I get into music? As in this whole obsession with listening to music, okay? I read online that curiosity is a skill. As a music nerd, curiosity or browsing through music is something that I do very well. Some call it good taste. I think music is subjective. What's this? I wrote something crazy here. Okay, yeah. I'm looking for people who have the same taste as me online, but I'm also looking for people to put me on to music that I've never considered, you know, to expand and broaden my musical consciousness or my musical taste, if you want to call it that. I don't know. I think the more music you listen to, it, you know, it kind of like, it opens you up. It opens your mind up to sounds that you would have never considered, you know? Like if I never listened to Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory, I probably wouldn't be listening to death metal, you know? They're not the same, but like I said in my video, the Hybrid Theory video, Chester Bennington screaming got me into the deaf growling. You know, I had to start somewhere. So this is important. Like, taking other people's recommendations. So please don't be afraid to recommend things to me in the comment section. Um, that's what this channel is for. I want to discover. Of course, I can do it myself, but you might speed it up for me. You might have an awareness of what I'm into because of my videos, and you can speed the process up, and I won't have to browse as much. Let me continue. Okay. Okay, so yeah, like I said, some call it good taste. I think music is subjective. Yeah, as well as people, yeah, okay. That's the whole point of this channel. I also want to bring people together with music because I know music is that powerful. I used to watch MTV and wonder why people obsess over music, why people gather in large groups and go to festivals. I used to wonder, why do people idolize and grow so attached to musicians? Why do people spend lots of money to stand up 2 hours to hear music? Some people even travel just to hear or see a concert, maybe 4 hours. So, then you have real fanatics, or stans as we call them, who will argue and defend their favorite artist or band every chance they get. That's a whole nother topic for another day. I'll rant about that on another day. If you're a stan, please don't even browse my channel. My channel is not for you. My channel is for people who understand that not everyone's gonna agree with what you like. You're not gonna agree with what I like, and I probably won't agree with what you like. But I think as adults, if you're an adult, we should respect opinions, difference of opinions, okay? We should understand that people are different in the world. Not everyone's the same. Not everyone's gonna think the same. Um, I know someone who I care about who likes Queen, you know? I'm not crazy about Queen, you know? I like Linkin Park. I know they don't like Linkin Park. I'm not gonna get into a fight now over that. If you love someone, are you gonna fight someone over a band or music? Someone you love. Will you fight someone you love over a band that doesn't care about you? They don't know anything about you. They're not paying your bills. You know what I mean? They're not gonna come to your rescue if there's a fire. They don't even know you exist. So if you're a stan, this channel is not for you. Don't subscribe to me if you're a stan. Let's continue. Alright, you understand? Yeah, nice pun there. Let's continue. Okay. So yeah, that's a whole nother topic. Stans. I used to be like Liam Gallagher. At first, I didn't care about music, and I thought people were weird. Then I became fascinated by it. Okay? So yeah, Liam Gallagher from Oasis, I hear that in an interview once, he said that he used to think people who listen to music were weird. He didn't understand why they would just be so obsessed with it. And then he ended up doing it himself and becoming obsessed with it too. You know? So let's continue on. I obsess over music like most men obsess over sports. I would rather listen to music over watching a movie. Why, you ask? Well, music is multifunctional. You can play it in the background and multitask. You can't do this with movies. With movies, you have to sit there for 2 hours. You may not even like the majority of it. At least with music, you'll find something you like, or, you know? Okay. So, yeah. Um, it can change your emotions. Music can also change your emotions. Maybe you're feeling down, you listen to something happy, it lifts your mood up. Or maybe you want to feel down, so you listen to something sad so you can even feel worse. I don't know. It can also help you focus and study. It can also help you meditate and sleep. It also unifies people. It brings back memories. So now you know why I'm a music nerd. Because music is that important to me. It's like a sport. I watch it like I listen to music like sports. I want to know the latest releases coming out in the year, every month, every week, every day. Okay? Okay, continue. Now, this is for my Africans. This part, okay? So this is for people who've been talking about Tyla. I made a video on Tyla. I want to retract my statement about her signing to Rock Nation. Tyla did not sign to Rock Nation. She posted a story on her Instagram account stating that she was not signed to Rock Nation and she's still under Epic Records. She's still with Epic Records, and I think Hype or whatever is her management. I don't know what it is, but you can go do your Googles. You can go to her Instagram and find that information, or you can just do a Google search and you can see she's not signed to Rock Nation. She completely dismissed that claim, or those rumors, I should say. Let's continue. All right, so let's talk about Tyla, South Africa's pop star. All right, you're probably thinking, wait, you're contradicting yourself. Hip rock. She only had one album, Tyla. She had one album, and the album was self-titled. It was called Tyla. That's true. I did say that you shouldn't hype an artist up off of one album. But now is the time to hype an artist up based off of one album. Okay? I'm saying that because Tyla could become Africa's first global icon. We've never had that. We've never had that. I once heard one of Brenda Fossey's songs playing here in Canada, but that's only once, you know? I want an African global superstar, okay, who gets recognition on an international basis, playing in Western media outlets daily. I want that for Africa. And I think Africans need to get behind Tyla, okay? I know some people want to argue about Ira Star and Tyla. I like both. I like Tyla and I also like Ira Star. But Ira Star is not palatable to the West because she's Afrobeats. She's really Afrobeats, you know? And I think it's difficult for people from the West to get into her music because her music is so rooted in Nigerian music. It's African at its core. It's not watered down. It's so pure that people won't be able to get it unless they are familiar with maybe Fela Kuti. I know I like Fela Kuti's music. You know, he was Nigerian, you know. But we'll talk about him another time. So I'm saying, I understand people want to say her and, Ira Star and Tyla, blah blah blah. I'm just saying I support Tyla because she's gonna be doing pop music and mixing and blending. I talked about music hybridization. She's going to blend pop, R&B, and amapiano and create pop piano, a new genre of music, you know. And to me, this is important because it will create other subgenres, and it may even inspire other collaborations between African artists and the rest of the world, which is very important for music. And music has been stagnated. Like I talked about hybridization. I think we just need to start. I feel like we're entering a renaissance, you know? And by renaissance, I mean a rebirth. Like the 60s was like, there was a lot of experimentation in music, you know, with rock and roll and how everything was, there was a lot of experimentation. Even out of that, you had even I don't want to get into it. It's a long story, but I feel that's coming again because of the music hybridization of genres. We're going to if Tyler makes it, I'm hoping, because I want that to happen. I want people from the West to work with people from Africa to start, working together. I know Kwaito in South Africa, the genre of music known as Kwaito, it actually was influenced by hip hop. But most people there think that it just came out of thin air. They don't know it was influenced by hip hop. They just took hip hop and made their own sound, you know? So this is important. So that's deep. Like, I don't think people who listen to hip hop here are aware that people in South Africa are listening to a whole different genre of music that came from hip hop. So this is important. Let's continue. Okay, so Tyler said recently in an exclusive interview, I think it's Billboard Africa. You can look for the interview, or you can ask me for the link or whatever, or how to search for it. I'll hook that up. Um, yeah, or you can check the link in the description. I'll do that. I'll put the link in the description. Okay. If I don't put the link, please let me know in the comment section. All right, so yes, I was saying in a recent interview with Billboard Africa, Tyler said that Africa isn't just us. We need to stream this album because she is exactly right about that. People think Africa is just this place where their kids starving and there's sand. But there's so much happening there. There's so much music. It's ridiculous. And I think, you know, this renaissance needs to happen. Okay? This experimentation with music needs to happen. Okay? That's why music is so dull now and boring. It's because everyone's doing the same thing. We need to just blend everything, you know? It will also bring people together, but let's continue. Okay, so yeah, I said we need to stream this album. Okay, A-Pop is the name of the album. You can stream it. Okay, if you can't stream it, pre-order it. If you can't pre-order it, buy it. As Africans, we have to. I feel Africans, we have to get behind this. There are 54 countries in Africa. If all of us are streaming or buying that album, she will make it, and she needs to make it. Okay. Okay. Now, I've always been told I'm not African enough, you know, but at least I support my own. Okay? We want to blame other people in the world for our problems, but we don't want to support our own. Okay? When we fail as Africans, we can only blame ourselves. Alright? We want to blame other people. Okay, yeah, I said that. Let's continue. We want to talk about being proud of being black when we're divided and fighting over the word colored or mixed race. I said this in my video about Tyla signing with Rock Nation. Okay? Watch that video. I'm not going to go into that. But we use the word nigger as a term of endearment. You know? Really, like, think about it. People in America are complaining that Tyla uses the word colored to describe herself, and that offends them. But yet, Americans walk around saying the word nigger, which is a word that was used to disrespect black people in America, and that's not a problem. You see? I mean, can you see how we're contradicting ourselves here? Or maybe I'm ruffling feathers. If your feathers are ruffled, then obviously I've struck a nerve and I must be saying something that's true. Let's continue. Okay. Alright, where is I? Alright, yeah. I'm getting closer to the end of this. Alright, now before I wrap this up, I want to talk about briefly cursing in songs. I miss the days when I could listen to an R&B or pop song without swear words. It froze me off. Imagine if Marvin Gaye, Whitney Houston, Sam Cooke were swearing in their songs. How would that have impacted society or music as a whole? Okay? Music is powerful. like I said earlier, you can literally program your mind with music. I've noticed it myself. Yes, I used to listen to a lot of aggressive hip hop music, and I noticed it would make me very angry. And then I'll listen to something very sad music, and then I'll feel very low in mood. I mean, the smart thing is to be very conscious of what you're listening to, the lyrics, the type of emotions in the music. Be very conscious of what you're listening to, and at least have a balance. If you're gonna listen to something that's a bit, you know, dangerous, you know, at least have a balance. Don't listen to it every day or all the time, whatever. Just have a balance. Listen to some classical music, listen to some, I don't know, listen to some R&B sometimes. If you like metal, listen to some metal, then listen to some rock, listen to some reggae, listen to some blues, some jazz, listen to some country music if you feel like, listen to some pop, you know, I don't know, listen to some Indian classical music, uh, listen to some bossa nova music, you know. Anyway, I'm talking too much. That's the end of my rant. Sorry for making this so long, but this is very important. I needed to make these statements in this video. Thank you for watching. Please let me know what you found interesting in this video. Leave your comments on what I've said. Let me know what you think about Tyla if you check her out. Check the interview out. Let me know what you think about the interview. And I think that's it for now. I've ran my mouth, but I had to make an epic rant today. So, with that being said, peace and love. This is Hip Rock signing out.